G'day everybody, welcome back to Dune Awakening. Hope you guys are doing well. We are going to be going to the trade post to try and meet up with Zantara in this episode. But before we do, I think it's going to be imperative that we give us a little bit more space than what we currently have to work with. That way we won't really be struggling to try and sort of like fit everything in the base. And we can just simply, place things down when we need it. So a bit of building to kick things off, but I am going to just do a bit of a time lapse for you guys so you won't have to sit through the entire thing. Righto guys, so I think we are done with our building, at least for now, so that looks like quite a bit more space for us to utilize, and really all I'm looking for is just that additional space. I did give it a little bit of flair to, give us a few openings here and there so that we can see what's going on outside. I probably do need to make a little bit more storage at this point as well. Maybe I can actually just do that. And make a little bit of storage. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, I do want maybe a few more of these storage containers because, yeah, that's probably going to be a problem sooner rather than later. So we may as well build like a couple more. Just in anticipation of gathering more things. Alright, speaking of things, I did want to check on whether or not there's a way for us to simply delete items that we don't want, like this for instance. Is there Is there a way we can simply... Okay, we can drop items that we don't want anymore. So this makeshift stuff... don't know if we would need to keep any of that. I'm sure that we don't want any of our prison attire anymore though. So we could probably just like let go of all of that stuff. I don't know if we, you know, drop it, whether or not it will just simply disappear over time, but you know, I don't really want it clogging our inventory, so let's just do that, and don't need these. Okay, and then we can simply drop in... Maybe I'll keep the makeshift stuff for the time being, because you never know, it could be handy. I don't know what it means to die and whether or not you lose all of your equipment or how that works. Or perhaps maybe there are certain things that will still be retained, like your equipment, but anyway. Just in case, we'll keep these. Okay, I think we're ready to try to travel to the trade post, Griffin's Reach. So apparently there is a contract for scrap metal, so we can take that, and we need to deliver the required copper ore to contract board, then contract issuer. So we've got 4 copper ingots. Perhaps maybe we need to craft a few more. I don't know how much... Oh, actually, it's not ingots, it's ores that we need. My bad, my bad. Okay, so we've got a few ores here, but I reckon we'll be able to find the ore on the way. We probably don't need to fuss over, you know, grabbing ores right now. One thing that I wanted to test, though, is drinking from the still suit water pockets, or whatever it's called. So if you press F, you can basically get a little bit of water restored from your still suit. So that's really good. It's not really recovering a lot though. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I may as well hydrate a little bit from our reserves over here, and I will deposit that little bit more blood in there, just so that we continually make the blood. And I think we're ready for a bit of an adventure, so let's get out there. Obviously might chop up the footage a little bit. I'll see you when we get to interesting things. Righto folks, so we've just arrived at Three-Way Outpost. So we haven't been here before. I do want to see if we can clear it, just to see if there's anything else interesting in this area. There's a little bit of intel for us to gather, but this is sort of going to act as our launching off point to get to, I would say, across this way. This is probably a little bit of a stretch to try and cross, but maybe we can make it across that way. I don't really know if we'll make it. And if we don't, then perhaps maybe we need to think about another way to try and get there. But yeah, let's see what we can find in this outpost initially. Oh, I didn't even realize that you were there. Okay, we are in a lot of trouble here. Let's see if we can heal. Oh! Let's continue running. Got interrupted there. Okay, a little bit of healing. But we're going to have to find our way out of this. Okay. Alright. As much as I'm interested in getting blood, I think It's probably more important that we just continue. We've got a lot of water reserves at home, so it's not really that important to grab all of the blood right now. Yeah, okay. Let's pull back again. That is a little bit too much for us to deal with. Probably going to need more bandages very soon. So where are we taking fire from? I see one guy up there. A few over there. Yeah, their shots are quite accurate. Might be a good idea for us to get a few more of these. I'll actually max that. I'm gonna need to find more fibers. Let's try. Get ourselves in cover here. And... oh my god. Alright. No more stamina. Still haven't died just yet. But we're getting very close. Very close indeed. Oh, wow. Oh. Self-revive. Oh, man. Okay, well, there we go. That's our first death. So, this scavenger was really tough. I wonder how we deal with them. Okay, so... it might be a good idea for us to put down a spawn beacon in the right area. That way we're not respawning too far away. But what I would like to see is... just, you know, how much do we actually recover from a loss. I don't know if we've dropped a lot of items or what the deal is on that front. Ah, I forgot to put the makeshift boots down. Okay, well, since we're here, I'm going to take another drink. Yes, here, we're learning a little bit about death. Arrakis is an unforgiving world, and death here is costly. Items in your backpack can be recovered from your death location. You will lose everything if you are killed by a sandworm or Coriolis storm. Okay then. Better be careful. Just gonna get that spawn beacon. And we're out of metal as well. Let me just have a look at all of our stuff here. So we don't lose absolutely everything, but perhaps maybe we drop quite a big chunk. Anyway, I'll see you guys when we get back to that location, and we'll continue to chip away at it. Alright, we are back again. Let's try this, guys. So one thing that I noticed with that enemy that we tried to melee was they seemed to do some kind of a parry on us, so I wonder if it's better if we just simply try to avoid melee attacks, and maybe we should just go for regular sort of projectile attacks. Might be able to like, sneak to our stuff here and just grab it. We should be able to just take all of that. But yeah, let's try to skulk about here as much as possible. Maybe take out a few enemies while in stealth. Guess there's another pathway over that way. Yeah, I guess the real issue is getting swamped. I don't know if there's a way around getting swamped. Whoops. There's the intel. So we got 3 intel out of that, that's good. Still pretty quiet. I don't know if there's a way to stealth kill enemies or what the deal is with that.
There's someone here.
Whoops.
Press back up. They're coming.
Okay. Well, that was decent. Pretty stealthy. Didn't make too much noise. I guess maybe we have been discovered? Okay, I thought they were dead. Just stunned. I guess they had maybe a little bit more HP. Alright. I'm hoping this has been cleared now. And we're free to hopefully look around a little bit more in peace. I don't really know how often enemies respawn though. Perhaps maybe they won't exactly respawn while we're in the camp though.
We can sell your stuff to Mir Charkey at Griffin's Reach trade post, but be warned, you won't be able to pull anything over on him. He used to be a scav himself. And don't try lifting anything from the trade post either. Charkey's brute bodyguard Eeyore will drop you before you even make it to the door.
We're really full on a lot of stuff here. I guess I did manage to recover all of my gear and all my resources, so... Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else around, but... we'll give the area a once over. I think I went through all of that. So we're looking pretty good. I think it's time for us to continue onwards, and yeah, the whole idea of coming here is to try and make this crossing. Don't know if we'll have any success, but I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Camp over there. I think we should be able to make this crossing. Alright, nice. And maybe this is a good time for us to also place down one of these. So let's just take that spot for a second. And let's place it down there. So if we do die, we'll just simply be able to come back here. Nice. Alright. So there is this Imperial testing station number 2, which we could try to get to, and we can have a look-see. We just don't have a lot of space to carry stuff. That's a nice looking house. I guess maybe those are metal or copper pieces? Yeah, let's shift priority to this spot, the testing station, just to see what we might be able to find. And, if we don't make it to the trade station in this episode, that's fine. At the very least, we're sort of exploring new areas, though. Let's just consume from our still suit. Interesting build there for a base. I suppose maybe we go up and around, so let's see if that's the right pathway. Guess no big deal here. I'm really hoping that we'll get access to, like, more powerful weapons and stuff soonish. Maybe in there? Let me just grab all of the fibers here. I will need a bit of fiber. No, that's not a cave. Yeah, not sure how to get into the testing station. Maybe it's above us, or could it be underground? It feels like it could be underground. I was sort of hoping that we might bump into a lot of enemies, and if we just follow the trail of enemies, we might be able to get there. But I haven't seen a single scavenger here. Let's get back into cover. Ah, maybe that's the entrance there. Chinara's camp. Or maybe not. Could we be dealing with maybe a tougher enemy here? Possibly. Or maybe not even an enemy. It's been a while since we've actually seen an NPC.
Watch your step, stranger. Those plants are hard to grow out here, and harder to replace. Now, you don't look like the scrap rats that swarm around the place, and you don't look like one of the crazies from the lab. So what brings you here?
I'm looking for signs of the Fremen.
The Fremen? Kynes mentioned them to me in a letter. I was looking forward to meeting them, but by the time I got to Arrakis, they had been wiped out.
Who are you?
Derek Chinara, planetologist, botanist, and political exile, I'm afraid. I've been stuck out here for a while. I learned the hard way. Never say the wrong thing to someone from Kaitain.
Excellent advice, but a terrible thing to learn the hard way.
Cyprian Io. I loathe that name. Barely a planetologist at all. To think of the legacy of the Kynes in the hands of this fop makes me sick.
Tell me about the Kynes.
There are actually two Kynes. The elder, Pardo Kynes, was a legend at the college on Kaitain. His work on the ecological tenets of planetary transformation, magnificent. But the younger Kynes, little is known. It is said that Pardo had a child with a Fremen woman, and the result was a new Kynes. The reason I am here.
You came looking for Pardo Kynes' child?
Yes. Liet Kynes wrote me a letter asking me to come to Arrakis to help with a terraforming project. With such a famous father, how could I refuse? But before I arrived, Liet Kynes was lost in battle. Without the funds or backing to return to Kaitain, I am forced to work with the new planetologist.
So what are you doing here?
I was given a ground car and an ancient sync chart of the old botanical testing stations. My task is to document their operational status.
Is there a botanical testing station nearby?
You're standing on it, or at least above it. His Majesty's Imperial Testing Number 2. Second on my list, as far as I got before I couldn't continue.
Why couldn't you continue?
The place is infested with bandits, who've in turn been infected with something. They attack all who enter, even those of us on official business.
Okay, tell me more about these bandits.
Oh, scavengers. The usual type around here, cutting up wreckage from the war to sell. The ones in the lab have gone odd.
Odd how?
I hadn't gone very far into the lab when some of them charged at me, screaming and brandishing knives. They were covered in gore. I ran.
Do they look sick?
There was a glaze to their eyes and a stiffness to their movements, but they looked normal enough. Maybe some form of mass hysteria. I don't know.
I wonder what we can learn from this guy.
I would gladly teach you, but there is something I must do. Perhaps we can help each other out.
What do you need?
You look like something that stumbled out of a shipwreck. I don't have any way to pay. Unless you're interested in a planetary ecology lesson?
I can help you out. We can discuss lessons afterwards. What do you need me to do?
That's easy. Somewhere in the station is a manifest containing a full log of the supplies that were sealed within. Bring me the manifest.
All right. Sure.
Be careful. The people in that lab are odd.
No worries. Okay, we'll try to get to the lab then. It's just, I really don't know how to get in there. So apparently we're above it. So there must be a way into this big rock. Must be a cave entrance somewhere. Planetologist Basics. Here we go. Alright. I mean, it's already tracked. Enter the station, find the mimic film, report back. Okay. Let's do it. Let's try and find the entrance, though. Unfortunately, there was no dialogue option for us to ask him how to even get in. But I assume there should be an entrance somewhere around here. Finally, found the entrance. It took a while. There seems to be a lot of stuff going on down there, although I don't see any enemies. But that looks like some kind of an opening right there, so we should try and work our way down to get there. And one thing that I want to do before we even get into any form of combat, though, is to spend some of our skill points. We might need to decide on what to get. But let's just try and get down without dying first. Whoops. Yep, okay. Alright, that worked out. So let's take a look at our skill tree here. So again, I do want to have a bit more of a melee focus. Lunging at an enemy will often provide them with an easy opening to attack. You have learned to turn a lunge into an advantage. Sprint attacks provide bonus damage, mitigation for a short while after a lunge. Okay. So we can try and use the lunge attacks a little bit more. Or we take some of these. Dance of Blades. Defeating an enemy with a blade empowers your next attack. That sounds pretty good. I don't know if there's a time limit to that, but I think it's a decent one to have, especially if we're going to be facing off multiple enemies at short range. Enter a heightened state of awareness, and when next attacked in melee, you parry, counterattack with a savage riposte that bleeds and damages your enemies. Yeah, I'll take that. I think that might be what was done to us previously. This is just one skill point, long blade damage. Training with long blades such as swords and rapiers give you increased damage with those weapons. I don't know if we actually have, you know, a long blade. We only have like a small dagger. Field medicine. You recover more health immediately when using heal kits due to your excellent conditioning. Your body knows how to make optimal use of water. You have additional stamina reserves when well hydrated. I think field medicine sounds good. Okay, so hopefully we're a little bit more prepared here for what's awaiting us inside. I'm hoping we're not, like, under-prepared or under-leveled for whatever's in here. But from the sounds of what that person was saying, these guys might be a little bit rabid. Maybe they're sick or, you know, diseased. Well, I guess that's the same thing. Pick up identification band. Okay, that might get us through certain locked areas.
Collins has been acting real strange since finding that corpse with the Telexu satchel. I don't trust him. Keep an eye out next time you're out on a salvage run. If he starts acting weird, dart him.
Can we actually put a respawn beacon in here? That's sort of something that I want to test. Yeah, we can actually. So, might not be a bad idea just to place that down there, just in case. Is this someone else's respawn beacon, I wonder? And could we be bumping into another player, perhaps? Not entirely sure why I'm sneaking around right now. We have a library. Some water here.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rommel Greer. The ultimate mission of these stations is to find or engineer botanical species capable of thriving in the extremely arid conditions of Arrakis. A true challenge, as I'm sure any visitor who has traveled through the barren rocks and sand above will agree. Our first task has been the installation and testing of wind trap units, capable of reclaiming moisture from the atmosphere. I'm pleased to report complete success, both with the installation and functioning of these devices. The thriving difficulty we find within these walls is a testament to the success of this technology.
Let's get out of the line of fire here. Okay, good. Just do a little bit of healing. Yeah, I think some of the enemies here might be a little tougher. Whoops. Wrong piece of equipment there. Okay. Good.
I thought I could trust Druce. But I know now that he's part of the plot, eh? I heard the worms out in the desert whispering to him last night, and the bastard whispered back. I did. They're all a league against me. All of them. Huh? But they won't get me if I get them first.
Gone a little bit crazy. So do we need to kill these guys? Quite possibly. Nice. Okay, let's heal some more. Bit more water. We are getting a little bit full. Oh, what do we have here? Particle capacitor. Just some components. Advanced servox. I suppose we might need some of that for, like, crafting.
Who are you leaving these messages for, eh? It's for the worms, isn't it? Yeah, the worms. Oh, yeah, your belly, it was full of worms, those big, red, ropey worms. But I let them out, didn't I?
Okay then. I wonder if there's gonna be a boss at the end of this. Quite possible. Hope we're ready for it. See one guy there. Maybe just circle around. Okay, well, I failed stealthing this. Okay. They've gone back to doing whatever it was they're doing. Oh man, okay. Yeah, we'll surrender. Boy oh boy. Let's grab our stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice. I actually love that knee kick. It's actually really, really good. I do need those bandages. What's going on in here?
Don't sleep. That's when they come for you. Low on guards. Don't sleep. They're watching. Find a knife or maybe a hammer. Either will be good, but both is better. Just don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
Yeah, I wonder what's making all these guys a bit crazy. How much space do we have? We don't really have a lot. I might need to drop some stuff. I mean, metals and maybe copper is probably the prime candidate if we have to drop anything. That was close. Maybe we have a few too many darts. What do you guys think? Got like 200. Maybe I don't need all the darts. But as soon as I say that, like maybe I might have a need for darts later on. What's going on here? Maybe some kind of a light source. They are researching plants and stuff, after all. So these things might actually just be like greenhouses.
Beneath the hill where the fox runs lightly, a dappled sun shines brightly. Where the fox runs lightly. You can't hide from me, little bird. Where are you? Beneath the hill in the fennel brake. Spy, my love, who cannot wake. Go away! Go away! There's a little bird. Gotcha! Ah!
Yeah, so I think the green sort of haze effect there, that's from the bonus damage that we get after a kill. I don't think it lasts indefinitely. Identification band, yep, that's what we need. I think we need to backtrack to the entrance to get to that door. Let's have a drink. Actually, I don't know if that band is what opens that door, but I'm just making that assumption at the moment. Plenty of loot here to be had. A lot of darts, which I just noticed all the bodies being hung. Yes, Yes, come over here. Now, if you don't want to, then... Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Unarmed attacks. Oh, that was close. This could be the boss. Possibly. Ow, ow, ow. Stop it. Yeah, a lot of interesting things there. Yikes. I could let go of, like, granite. Yeah, there's something going on right in the center where that tree is. Let's do a heal. Shield NPCs, slow blade. Oh, you can use poison or fire to damage through the shields as well. Or concentrated fire. Temporary disable shields. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So then he comes in here saying, "Hey, boss, what's that weird smell? That weird smell?" Just like that, he does. Just like that, yeah? Yeah. And then he says, "What's wrong with the plants in here? They look sick. Maybe we should trim them back." That's what he said. He said that. Those exact words. That's what he said. He said, "Trim them back. Trim them back." Oh, yeah. So you know what I did? You know what I did? I trimmed him back. Oh, yeah. I trimmed him back real good.
Oh my god. What a psycho.
Once the beast has made his selection, return the remaining items to Bijaz at once. Exercise all due caution in the handling of these items, as the bioagents contained within are unstable and may prove extremely hazardous.
Collins and Omar from Broken Land Trek. 2 Dune still suits. Full of holes, stained, sun-bleached, junked. One of Tradee's house trooper rucksack. Serviceable. Omar will keep. 1 Telexu-made satchel with several vials. Opened the vial, but it was empty. Smelled bad. Junked. 3 thumpers. Fair to poor condition. Selling windsack.
Alright. That was a very big chest there that we just opened, and we got this thing, the Emperor's Wings Mark I, a prop from the famous play My Father's Shadow. This unique suspensor belt is used by jongleurs for short, but effective bursts of floating during performances. Jump twice to activate, and float upwards. Oh. And I think I also just got this as well. Because I feel like this is something that we can build ourselves, but we didn't have access to it just yet. I don't know. I don't know if we've jumped the gun in coming to this place, but I'll take it. We still need to find the film, though. No closer to getting that.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rommel Greer. The ultimate mission of these stations is to find or engineer botanical species capable of thriving in the extremely arid conditions of Arrakis.
Okay, we didn't exactly find that film, did we? Oh. Okay. That was a interesting guess on my part, and, well, lucky guess, I guess. Did we get the film? Still, no film to be found. So there's no additional, like, map or anything like that that you can access, it would seem, while you're in dungeons like this. Oh god, alright. This is a problem. Oh man. No. Righto guys, so I actually had to reload the game because there appeared to be some kind of a bug with this quest, not allowing me to actually have the quest update. As you can see now, it does say that we just need to report back. The Minimic film can actually be found in this container here, which we did pass through before. And yeah, I do actually have all that's needed to complete the quest. I just now need to go back to the quest giver, obviously. So let's get that done. I'm sure a lot of the enemies have probably respawned, so I'm gonna have to fight my way out, no doubt.
I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rowe.
Okay. I just saw my first player there. I didn't really interact with him though. I don't think they noticed that I had just skimmed through. I don't really know if PvP is on by default or what the deal is with that, but yeah, we could have been in trouble there if it is on. I am definitely still low level at this stage, so not keen on having any fights that we can't win. Okay, so I just need to get back to our guy, which means I need to get back to... where is that? Ah, yeah, here. I just need to climb, really. It is a bit steep. We might be able to make it though. Maybe from here. We've got that extra stamina, so we might as well just use it. Okay, finally, we are back. Let's have a chat.
You've come back. You don't know how rare that is on Arrakis. Have you done as I asked?
Yeah, I brought you the manifest. There it is.
You have? That's incredible. I thought those crazies down there would keep me stuck here forever. Oh, wonderful. Say what you will about the old Empire, but they knew how to keep a record.
I believe you offered to teach me something about planetary ecology?
Yes, of course. I haven't forgotten. Pay attention. Life, all life, is in the service of life. There. Though I must confess, I wasn't expecting such an apt pupil. It was more like you were remembering than learning. Odd.
Claiming contract rewards. When you complete a contract, its rewards are automatically added to your backpack. If your backpack is full, you can go to the contract menu found under the Journey tab to claim the reward after making space. What the hell is this thing on? Anyway. Did we get our reward in here? I don't know. Do we have enough space for the reward? I might get rid of a few of these things, like these damaged power packs and whatnot, because I don't really think I need all of that. Yeah, okay. I don't think the reward is in here, so it means I probably have obtained that reward already. I'm just not entirely sure what reward we actually got from all of that, to be honest. But we did find a few interesting things from that exercise. So what I might do at this stage, before we wrap up this episode, unfortunately we didn't really get to go to the trade post, which was our initial goal. But that doesn't matter, because we managed to do other more interesting things. Well, I don't want to say more interesting, but like other interesting things nonetheless. And I think we can start from here in the next episode to try and get across to the trade post. And in between then, I think I'll probably do a little bit of work just tidying up the inventory and doing a few bits and pieces here and there before we even start the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop me a like if you did. Definitely looking forward to any comments that you might have, so chuck them down below as well if you want. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.